Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Bommer. Got a little piece of lint on there. 5001-400-613. This is a 4x4 hinge in full mortise, standard weight, plain bearing, brass base, oil rubbed bronze finish. You can smell the oil rub process to it. Okay, so the 5001 part of the part number means a lot of things. Let's go over it now. First of all, it means it's a plain bearing hinge, 5 knuckle, as you can see. Means that it is a full mortise hinge. You can see when the swag from the hinge leafs here, that when the leafs are brought parallel, are intended to be mortised flush to the edge of the door and frame. It means that it is a standard weight hinge, and it means that it is a bronze base material is what this is made of. And that's the one in the part number. There's a magnet, no attraction whatsoever. The 400 is a reference to the size. That means that this hinge is 4 inches tall, and the height is always the first dimension on these hinges, and 4 inches wide. The 613 means a couple of things. It means that it is oil rubbed bronze finish. That's number one. Number two, it means it's a bronze base material, not brass, not stainless, not steel either. It means it's specifically bronze. There is a link below this video to the cut sheet, which shows everything important dimensionally about the hinge. And the one thing we've not mentioned, a 4x4 standard weight hinge like this, the leaf thickness is 130 thousandths of an inch, okay, which is standard, which is considered standard weight. 4x4 hinge, probably going to be used in a residential application for 1 3/4 inch thick door. Template pattern on the screw holes, those locations are also called out on the cut sheet, so you can refer back to that should you need to. The screws are included in a complementary finish, and they are also bronze-based material. Well, they're magnetic. Pardon me, they're not magnetic. So I'm going to assume that they're bronze-based material as well. On that cut sheet, moving forward with some other options of hinges like this, you see in the lower left-hand corner you've got steel hinge column, brass or bronze hinge column, and then stainless steel hinge column. Now what you'll see when you're looking at those different columns is how the part number changes based on the base material, first of all. So this is a 5001. It's going to be your 4x4 bronze or brass base material, but this is oil rub bronze, so it's bronze base material. You see how the part number changes when your base material changes. You see how the part number changes when it becomes a wide throw hinge, like this would be a 5011. The 8001 is this hinge but a 3 knuckle. Below that you've got where you add the BB version of that. That's ball bearing, meaning that this would become a ball bearing hinge rather than a plain bearing hinge. And then of course getting down to the bottom you've got an LB, which is a concealed lube bearing, like a maintenance free sort of construction of bearing from Pemco. So lots of options there. Continuing on with options, you can order these hinges with radiused corners. This is obviously square. You can get 1/4 inch or 5/8 radius. You can get decorative tips. This is what's called a button tip. Looks like a button on a coat if you use your imagination. Ball tip is the most common decorative tip. Urn tip, steeple tip, acorn tip are also available. Moving back now to the where somebody's going to use a hinge like this is going to be, like I said earlier, a residential application that would require or desire a solid bronze base hinge. Maybe they've got a need for it to be non-ferrous, maybe something exposed and want it to weather with the bronze base material. You know, someone might just want solid bronze. There's a lot of advantages to that as well. Bommer is a full line manufacturer of all things hinge related, commercial hinge related, a lot of residential hinges as well. The last thing I'd like to point out to you, if you can see it there, if the camera will help us out with a focus, is the Bommer logo. Says Made in USA, a fact that Bommer is quite proud of, as am I, to be a distributor of theirs. Thank you very much.